What's up, guys? So I've been asked this quite a bit, like, hey, I'm on console, I'm swapping to PC, what are the first things I need to know? Well, today we're going to be talking about just that. We're going to be talking about everything that you need to know swapping over from console or PC, or if you're just a new player on PC in general. We're going to talk about things that you need to know, settings that you need to make sure you have or on or off, and basically how to get started. So let's get to it. Yeah, very first thing that a lot of people aren't going to tell you about, that it's kind of expected for you to know, but I mean, this is why we're making the video. So go to mouse properties. Very first thing, go to pointer options and turn off enhanced pointer precision. If it's on, it's probably going to be on. So what that does, it makes, when it's off, when I swing my mouse, it's the same distance every single time, so you can start to build that muscle memory. But if it's on, it depends on how fast I do that movement. If I do it faster, my cursor will go farther. If I do that same distance slower, I won't go nearly as far. So make sure you have that off to build muscle memory going forward. We're gonna go through some of my settings. We're not gonna go through them all because I had a video about how to optimize your frames, so that will be linked down in the description down below, but we're gonna go through this really quickly. So generally don't really need to do much. You're not gonna have to do much. Audio, make sure this changes to night mode. Music volume down all the way, trust me. Display, I mean, display is up to you. FOV, make sure your FOV is set to whatever you want, like 83. Graphics, so I'm gonna scroll through this really quick. I'm on Vulkan. What I have, boom. You can raise or lower this up to like 75. I wouldn't go much lower than that. Controls, honestly, you can have any type of controls for your keys. What I like to do for my mouse buttons, I like to have my forward mouse button. Here, I'm gonna show you guys like this. My forward mouse button is for my primary gadget. My back mouse button is for my knife, and my middle mouse button is for my secondary gadget. So all my killing utility is on my mouse, leaving my left hand to focus on pure movement. It just frees it up a little bit so I can like focus if I'm killing or if I'm moving. To me, that makes it a little bit more sense, so I can like move around fairly decently. All right, and that's gonna be it. I mean, streamer mode, and then you could have optic colors, but that's entirely up to you. I use a BenQ 240 Hz, and the color settings is a little whack. So what I like to do, I like to have it on green because some of the reds are a little bit too bright. I can't tell when my crosshair is. So all right, so now a big thing, how to find a sensitivity. So here's my sense. We go 5.5. And I go 40, 50, 55, 60, 83, 83, and then 130. So let's talk about 5.5. So when I first swapped over from console, I thought, you know, I like being able to move fast. Like I'm a wrist, so like me moving like this is almost doing a 180. So I was a wrist player. But it is very hard to build a lot of mechanical ability with being just only wrist like that. So you are going to want a slower sense of, like, let's say 800 DPI was what I was when I started. Now I'm 5.5, 800 DPI. I definitely still consider myself a wrist player, but I use a little bit of arms for like the further stuff, and that makes it a little bit more accurate. It's going to be hard to build up that muscle memory with just wrist flicks. You know, let's go through trying out your sense and how to perfect your sense. All right, guys, so now let's talk about how to find the perfect sense. So there is no perfect sense in Rainbow Six or in any FPS game. The perfect sense for you is not the perfect sense for anybody else. Like, it's like saying what's the best height, what's the best shoe size. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Your sense isn't going to be the same for anybody else. Go off of my sense or anybody else or your friends or whatever, and go up or down depending on whether it feels comfortable for you. If you can like do it reliably, you're just starting out, so your aim's not going to be like, you're not going to be a hot shot, but you gotta make it so you feel comfortable. All right, so there's a lot of places in the map that you can do this, or on literally any map. So I like to find like things like, see these little columns at the top. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go from boom 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 and then boom boom. That's 1 2 3 4, and then you're gonna do it ADS. See if you can do it ADS. Faster you do it, the better. So if it feels good, then you're fine. You just have to work on your just general crosser placement, and you can do that in T-Hunt. One of the big things about T-Hunt when you're working on your sense is don't try to empty your entire mag at a terrorist while you're like aiming at the body. Aim for heads, try to tap fire as much as you can, and working your general crosser placement. So you're gonna watch me move around the map. You're gonna see me move. like I'm ready to shoot like normal enemies. So like so. Whoa. I realized I was got me in the lobby. Just run around and have your crosshair up like you're ready to fight an enemy wherever you walk. And it will help you in an actual match, and it will help your sense. That shotgun guy. So if you ever get in a spot in T-Hunt where you can't find any more enemies, don't be afraid to throw a drone and just do this. That forces the terrorists to start charging you, so when you can't find them, don't be afraid to do that. And just walk around. Don't like hide and wait for the bots. Swing them. The entire point is not whether you win this. Honestly, it's fine if you lose. Just run around, aggressive, and work on your sense. You want to get more comfortable. So when you go to casual, unranked, ranked, whatever, what have you, you feel ready. So now let's talk about, you gotta level up. You're level 0 or level 1 or whatever you are. Don't be afraid to do the situations. The situations are pretty fun, like, and it will help you kind of get a general feeling of the game. Where are they at? An area. Yeah, don't be afraid to do the situations. You'll get a lot of renown and experience from the situation, so don't be afraid to do this. Gives you a pretty good jump at playing the game. Quick match. I definitely suggest quick match over the newcomer playlist. Here's why. The newcomer playlist, you are playing against Smurfs or people who are completely brand new. And like, yeah, playing against people who are brand new is definitely a good experience. But when you jump into casual, it's going to be like leaping off a bridge. Like, you need to just jump into quick match and just dive into the overall community as fast as you can, just to kind of get the general feeling of it. If you hide in the newcomer playlist, you're just going to play Smurfs who are trying to poop on the newcomers, or people who don't know what a wall reinforcement is, and that's not great. So the fastest way to level up, personally, I feel, is doing it casual, just doing quick match. And here's one thing you can do. You can run in, like, play like T-Hunt, like run in quick, try to get aggressive, try to find firefights, work your cross placement, working your sense. And every time you die, just turn on some Netflix and just to kind of hang out on the side and wait, play it for like a minute or two, and then, you know, come back, just do that back and forth. It takes a while to get to level 50, so it'll take you a bit. Let's talk about the question that everybody bugs me about every single night. SenVale, I am solo queue. How do I find a stack for ranked? I'm going to tell you right now, there is no surefire way to find a decent ranked stack. What you need to do is, when you solo queue ranked, every single game, every game, throw a friend request out to everybody in that game that you feel like you could play with, whether they're on your team or on the enemy team. Throw a friend request to everybody, and at some point you're going to have enough people on your friends list. People will invite you, you can invite them, and you'll have a couple people you can play with. There's no secret Discord that people can use to find people to play with. I'm telling you right now that the best way is to just throw friend requests to people in the matches, and you will have stacks to play with. That is the best way you can find stacks. There's no other secret. Like, you can try the R6 Discord, but the R6 Discord is usually filled with people that are just kind of butt, or they're cheaters trying to look cool in front of people. Like, just don't do that. Just throw friend requests out to people in the games, and eventually you're gonna have a bunch of people on your friends list, and people will throw you invites occasionally. So, but let's talk in the meantime. So, do you still want to solo queue? I want to tell you guys the biggest thing about ranks is that, like, when you are a solo queue, don't expect to win. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't expect to win. Like, definitely try to win. It'll be hard to win when you're by yourself, because obviously this is a team-oriented game and you're by yourself. So don't focus on your kills or your KD, focus on your playmaking. So playmaking, aka a play that you did that resulted in a round win, and just trying to win as many rounds personally. And then every time you die, focus on what you died to and why you died and what you could have done differently next time. Focus on those two factors, and I guarantee you, you'll improve a lot faster than the vast majority of players. How many people do that? Most of the time you hear people die, you just hear them kind of, you know, bitch, moan, complain. I mean, you can do that a little bit, but at the end of that, just think about like what you died to and how you could have probably prevented that. So if you're having problems getting used to using the mouse, don't be afraid to like boot up like Aimlabs or Kovacs and just honestly try any mode. Like I like to do here, let me show you guys. Okay, so I like to go to flicking, tracking, speed, precision. You don't really need to worry about cognition unless you're like really an Aimlab fanatic, but go to these and they will help you just like work on just general like mouse movement, mouse aim, and it turns aim training into a game. So like it's nice to do like modes like this, not just the grid shot one, the one that's flashy, the one that looks really cool, but doing modes like this just helps you like just overall control of your mouse and just getting used to moving it quickly while hitting a precision shot. Like modes like this I love a lot because a lot of Siege, you're gonna want a lot of micro adjustments like this. You're gonna want to be able to do it fast. One more thing I want to talk about: when you swap over from console to PC, a lot of people will say like, "Hey, console champion is PC silver." That isn't necessarily the case. So the biggest difference between console and PC is like console players are going to tend to be a little bit more careless and aggressive, and they're not going to think through the strats as much. But just because you were, let's say, a champion on console doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to be a champion on PC. You can improve, you can adapt to the current environment and be a champion on both. Honestly, I see it all the time. I'll see a guy who's been an X time, 5-time whatever champion on console swap over to PC, be a plat or a diamond his first season, and then the next season he'll be champion. And honestly, it happens all the time. Like when you swap over, you're not going to lose that much of your game sense. Like it'd be hard for someone that swaps over that's a high diamond or a champion to place much lower than a plat. It doesn't tend to happen because this game is involving mostly game sense. So having that one key factor already like most of the way under like your belt, you're going to be a lot of a step up compared to most other players that you're going to walk into who don't know the map at all, don't know where to go, don't know how to do anything. The problem though is that it is an entirely different game on PC. It's an entirely different world. People calm more, people actually work together. I've played recently on console. That doesn't tend to happen too much. It's mostly a free-for-all with the occasional teamwork. PC, average games are going to have a lot of teamwork. All right guys, and that's going to be it for today. I just really want to emphasize something really quick because I know a lot of people will swap over from console and go to a PC and they'll still use a controller because that's what they're comfortable on. Don't be afraid to feel uncomfortable for like a week or so using a mouse and keyboard. At the end of it all, the mouse and key is definitely superior over the controller, especially in a game with no aim assist. I'm sure you guys on console have heard people complain about the Zim adapter players that are using mouse and key on console. There's a reason for that. It is just the superior input, and it's a lot more reactive on PC. So try it out. It won't take you long to just kind of get used to using it, and I guarantee you'll outperform yourself than you were on controller. So trust me, you'll get used to it. All right guys, that's gonna be it for today. If you guys think I missed a topic or you want me to talk more in depth about something else, don't be afraid to leave that down in the comments below. I'm gonna do more videos kind of like this, kind of helping out, like talking about new things. Like I think I'm gonna do a video soon about how to find the perfect sensitivity. I know we mentioned that a little bit, but it wasn't really the sole focal point of the video. So all right guys, make sure to leave a comment, maybe drop a sub, leave a like, so for more. Peace out guys.